Lokati here. Today we're going to talk about build support. One of the most frequent questions I get asked in my channel is how do I improve on my build? And so I thought I'd share with YouTube how these things kind of go on my Twitch channel. So let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, so that's why you're dying. That's the number one reason. So the first thing you need to do, all elemental reses have to be 75%. To give you perspective, this is how damage works in the game. The average fire spell hits you for 20,000 damage. The average fire spell hits you for 20,000 damage. If you have 75% fire res, that fire spell is going to hit you for 5k. This is why we have spell suppression. This cuts a 20,000 fire spell damage into a 2,500 fire spell damage. Now, you have endurance charges as well and some other mitigation, but under 75% fire res, it's just a death sentence. Chaos res, you can get away with a little bit. There's not a lot of chaos damage in the game. But get your fire res capped, you'll die much less. So the first thing you should do to upgrade the build is move over to a lightning sword. Like that's the main thing you should do. Either buy a lightning sword or craft one. I have a great crafting video on it. Did I make a command for it? Is the bot going to listen if I made a command for it? Probably neither. The bot's just out of commission today. So I have a great crafting video on it, but you can also just buy one similar to this if you don't have the currency or the wherewithal to craft on it. I've got a link for lightning swords here. Like, these are both acceptable lightning swords to buy. One of them is grossly overpriced, the other one is 1 div. If you bought this 1 div lightning sword right here, and you crafted hits can't be evaded onto it, so you would craft hits can't be evaded onto it, and you would equip this new, whatever the fuck it was, agony barb. So right now you're doing like 17 million DPS. We equip the agony barb. We go to 16,364, but we get to unclip 4 nodes off of our tree here. We no longer need accuracy for. So we get 4 points to spend on our passive tree. We're going to come and dump all of these into spell suppression here. Then we're going to come into Flicker Strike and we're going to change up our link. And we're going to run Volatility. And we're going to run Multi-Strike. And we're going to run Elemental Damage with Attacks. And we're going to run Fortify. And now our 16 million DPS goes to 30 million DPS with 1 sword. So, great sword for you. And we have 4 points into spell suppression here. Now, we've got more DPS than we need, so we're going to rip off this attack mastery. We're going to pull that attack mastery off. We're going to shift it over here into our spell suppression small node right here. Now we're up to 60, what are you at? 61% spell suppression. We're going to go ahead and kick up 2 more nodes in spell suppression here. We're at 71% spell suppression. And we're at 28 million DPS. Now all we need to do is come up with spell suppression on our gloves and our helmet or our shield. Now your shield has an open affix on it right now. And so we can just bench craft on 10% spell suppression. Our shield is, 10% spell suppression. That's going to put us up to 81. And we're going to need a hair more. And we're going to cheat into Mage Bane for now. And we're going to give up probably a little bit of damage for that because we are doing more damage. That's a lot of damage. We're going to give up, what do we need? 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4. We're going to clip this power charge and this node right here. And we're going to jump up into Mage Bane. Now we're at 100% spell suppression. So that's going to massively increase survivability. You'll still need to fix fire res in among your gear. But this will be a huge boost to your damage, a huge boost to your survivability. Now, this is all assuming that you have a mercenary that has Wrath Aura. Do you have a mercenary with Wrath Aura? And Perkle's Toe? Alright, do you have a mercenary with Doriani's as well? There you go. So because we switched full bore over to lightning, now you don't have an interrogation yet, so you'll need to get an interrogation. But since we switched full bore over into lightning, this puts you somewhere around 54 mil DPS, negative 150. So new sword puts you at 47 mil DPS and 100% spell suppression. Much more survivability, much more damage. All you got to do is that one div sword, and then 10% spell suppression on the shield. And then move your tree around a little bit and fix your gear. Later on, once you get better gear, you can recover these points from Magebane. That'll put you in a much better position.